Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Inevitable, and this is the Calm Face Violent Ambition podcast, where I'll be speaking about literally anything that comes to my mind, anything that I find interesting, and I'll be sharing my insight on the topic at hand. And yeah, thanks once again for tuning in, and hope you enjoy the video. So today we're going to be speaking about desire, right? And basically, I'm going to be speaking about like what my subconscious has been showing me, my entire life, but obviously something that, you know, I've been suppressing for like the longest time ever because I felt ashamed, I felt hurt, I felt, um, I felt like I was not supposed to be feeling this, I guess, and I don't know if you know, you probably don't know, but I believe that this is the way to truly live in or having the best human life experience is by choosing to understand the depths of your own soul, you know, like and that particularly boils down to desire. What ultimately, deep down, like, what is it that you genuinely want, you know, out of this human life experience? Like, what is that genuine desire that you hope for, that you pray for, that you crave, that you are basically breathing for? You know what I mean? That's what this desire is. This is what my desire for my twin flame is like. It's like the air that I breathe, the craving. It's like the food that I eat. It's the water that I drink. It's like the breath of fresh air that God breathed into me before I even took my first breath. That's how deep it feels. That's how how overwhelming, how engulfing the the feeling is. It's like it's like I become animalistic. It's like I lose all sense of mind and my instincts only kick in, right? And I noticed that when I spoke to her the other day, and I don't know, like it's like my brain switches off, and there's another part of me that wakes up. It's like my subconscious comes alive in the moment, and it's no longer it's no longer me, awareness, that's doing or saying or acting or behaving. It's now it's just like you would call it, my ego has been buried 6 feet under. So in that situation, it's just my instinctual reaction. It's it's similar. What I can say, it's definitely similar to what happens to someone when they are in a flight or fight response, right? That is adrenaline that causes you to act like that. But what I have, or what happens to me with my twin flame, is like it's similar to that, but it's not that. It's not adrenaline. It's not a fight or flight response. It's like it's like a primal sensation that that awakens in my soul. It's like an ancient. I really like, I wish I could like put it into words as to what happens inside me when when my twin is like when I'm just going to say when my twin got me. When she got me, this this awakening happens, and I'm just engulfed by this feeling of desire, of craving, of wanting to be close to her, of wanting to like like to embrace her, to create with her. It's like a craving. You know what I mean? You probably don't know what I mean. Oh my god. Ah, that's it eats me up alive. I feel like I'm dying. And it's like, what is this even? What is this even? Like like I mentioned in my previous video, right? It's like I'm caught in a web, you know? A web of in this invisible field called space time. And I feel like I'm caught in this web. I'm caught in this current that is just that I'm just being forced to flow with at this point because it, it's always with me. It captivates me like I'm prey, and this is like a predator, and no one understands. You know, as hard as you try to explain this to people, people will just never get it. They don't understand what it's like to have this kind of experience, to have this, to be affected by someone so deeply, so engulfed by another human being. It's really intense, and I need to do more with it. I can't let it sit and not develop into anything. It's literally eating me alive. So, at this point, I don't even know what to do. You know, ah, it, like, wait, what's the first step? What's the first step? What do you do in a situation where you can't explain to other people what's going on? You try to put into words what you're experiencing, but it's like the experience does not want to be known. It doesn't want to be explained. It doesn't want to be comprehended. It doesn't want to be understood. It just wants to be. You know, it just wants to come and breathe and, you know, create, and it wants to, oh my god, it's so powerful and it's overwhelming, and that's why I suppressed it for 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 the longest time. And now it's like, and obviously it leaked out in my life, and you know, it caused me to do some terrible things that I regret, and it's all because of suppressing this desire, this craving, this obsession, and I can no longer afford to do that. I am going to be, you know, making the most out of this journey that I'm on right now. And honestly, I don't care that I cannot explain this to another person. I don't care that, you know, it feels like I'm going through this alone, because I know I'm not going through this alone. Like God is with me, and like I could have I could give two cares in the world about what another person thinks about me. To be honest, like for real though, um, this is literally like for me to like just ignore or suppress this experience, this journey, this feeling would be for me to just like to not show some respect for myself, to not want to build a life that I'm proud of, and I cannot afford that. So this is what we're going to be doing, and I'll be using this energy, I'll be using this desire, this craving, and I'm going to do something meaningful and memorable with it. I'm going to create so much beauty with it, and I'm going to make sure that this desire flourishes and that I can look back and say that I am proud of what I've done. And I'm going to do that for me, I'm going to do it for my soul. And I'll do it one moment at a time, one day at a time, and life is just going to be amazing. It's really just like, I be having these conversations with God, right? And I ask him, Lord, you created me with this passion, with this desire, with this craving. You've put me in situations where this craving, this desire was activated by a specific person who is my twin flame. You put her in a position where she was able to successfully activate these desires and cravings within me, Lord. And now you are chaining me down. Like, explain. I need to understand why. Because obviously, if it were up to me, I would not choose to be chained down. Like, we both know that, Lord. That's what I'd be asking him, right? I'd be like, if it were up to me, I would not be chaining myself down. I would be, just exerting my full force on this world and just not giving a flying flip. You know what I mean? But obviously, there are forces that are not in my control, and those forces belong to God, and He's the one that, ultimately determines how things go. At the end of the day, we can plan and do what we want, but at the end of the day, it's all God's will, and He's the one that decides who and where and what is going to happen. And obviously, I respect Him. He's my father at the end of the day, and He knows what's best for me. So if He says restraint is the way, restraint is the way. For the time being, obviously, because restraint cannot be my entire life. And I know that's obviously not what the intention behind the restraint is. The restraint is supposed to teach me patience. It's supposed to teach me to use it wisely, intentionally, and to obviously, have some sort of direction when tapping into this desire and into this power that God has blessed us with, in a sense. The power that I spoke about in my previous video with regards to bending reality to your will. Yeah, that's exactly that. That's exactly what this is. And man, you know, it's just on top of all of this desire, I feel like my twin flame programmed my mind to become so aware of this desire that it's all that I see, right? So like I'll make an example of like what would happen. I would I would, just be about my day, right? And then something coincidental would just sprung up in front of me, right? Out of no absolute way, okay? And it would just catch me by such a surprise, and it would just switch my brain off, and I would just find myself doing something that I would not typically do. Obviously, that right there, that is my conscious mind being switched off and my subconscious waking up in that exact moment. Because now this desire was touched. And it takes a very special kind of person or event or ex- like something to to do that. And not anything can just do that to me. I am very I'm someone that you can call who is very hyper aware of everything, right? I feel, I sense, I hear, I see, and I think about like everything on such a huge scale that my mind feels like it wants to blow up sometimes, right? So when I come into contact with someone who is able to touch me on such an intimate level to the point of where I'm questioning who I am, what I'm doing, why I'm here, who I like, it's scary, it's frightening, and it makes me think to myself, I'm not so safe as I thought I was. I'm not so, I'm not so protected like I thought I was. I'm vulnerable. I am, I am in open fire range to be harmed. You know what I mean? You probably don't know what I mean. But I do appreciate you still following along up until this point. Um, it's nice to know that there is someone that can at least relate to what I am going through, what I'm trying to put into words, what I'm trying to articulate. But back to what I was saying about like being vulnerable. That's what my twin flame does. She forces me to be vulnerable, even in moments that I don't want to be vulnerable. Like it's scary, um, but I'm brave. I take on whatever needs to come, and I go 10 toes down, and I handle business. I do what I need to do, but it takes a lot out of me. But I always know at the end of it all, I am transformed, I am renewed, I am restored, I am, I am a new being. I'm evolved every single time. And that's probably why it becomes so addictive, why I'm so obsessed with her, why I can't stop thinking about her, why I always want to be near, why I always want to reach out to her. Oh my god, it's so engulfing, and I love it. I love it. I love the desire, I love the addiction, I love the obsession. And oh my god, it makes me feel so alive. Like I don't want to do anything else. I just want to do I just want to make this desire flourish for the rest of my life. And I think it's beautiful. But how do you guys feel if you are a twin flame? Like, how do you feel about your twin flame? Because I know I am head over heels in love with mine, and you know, it's and no one else understands. But yeah, thanks for thanks for listening to my little podcast, my little rant about my twin flame and my desire for her and where it leads me. Thanks for being a loyal subscriber. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. If you enjoyed this and you have some insight, you can drop them in the comments. You know, I'm always looking forward to what you guys have to say with regards to your journey and what, if you are experiencing this as well, has been like for you. And thanks once again for tuning in. I am your host, Inevitable, and I hope you have one for the rest of your day.